if you're using the integration for email leads to SAM, you create an email address, and whenever you use that address for your leads, you might have a website like realtor.com or some of the other ones, your own website or whatever. If you get an email notification and you're allowed to put in what email address do I want to send this to, if you put this email address to it, whenever an email comes to that has the lead information in there, it'll import it in as a lead for you into SAM using AI. Well, that's been working fine. There's been a few oddities, but what we ran into was, well, two things for those that didn't see it last week. Jose came up and said, well, I want to set up my Google forwarding so that whenever I forward, and it would auto forward an email straight to SAM that has leads on it based off of a condition. Well, in order to do that, you have to typically approve that email address. So they send it to it, and then there's a link or something you have to run or a number you have to enter to get that to be validated. Well, we added the ability to view your emails once they come in. So you can click on view emails. You can see what emails came in. You click on that and it'll show you the body of the email that came in. It'll show you if it did import a record or try to import it, it'll give you a link to that record that's in the database. So you can click on that and open that up. But it also gives you the HTML view of this. And last week, I showed this, but it was not clickable. So now if you've got something where it's an authentication, you've got to click on it. You can now click on it and it'll authenticate it for you. So that's been added. The other thing that we added was the date field. By default, if you've not set it, it will come in and any new leads will be added. It'll add the current date and timestamp to that leads new lead date field, which could be used as a routine. But you may want to have certain leads that come into a particular email address because you can have multiples of these. Maybe you've got one set up for your website. Maybe you got one set up for realtor.com. Maybe if that's the case, you don't want the new lead date to be used. Maybe you want a new website lead. You want to designate it differently. That way you can use that date for your routines to start differently. You may want to do something different for your website leads than you do for your realtor.com leads. Maybe you want to keep them the same. That's fine as well. But now you can come in here and you can pick which date field. And if you create a custom date, it'll be in the list and you can pick that custom date. So if you wanted to create a realtor.com lead date, you could certainly do that. Now, there are occasions when the lead comes in and maybe it has extra stuff on there. Jose ran into this as well, and I was ahead of him on this one as well. But you may have a case where in the body of the email contains the property address of the property they're looking for. And in the past, it might take that property address that they're looking for and it'll put it in as their personal address as opposed to something else. Well, what you can do is come in here to the optional AI prompt and you can specify additional instructions. And you can say anything that's prefixed with property address is the property address, not the contact. Do not import that as their home address. And then, or you can say, put this address into the interested in property address, whatever. You can give it more instructions. So you put in the instruction to AI that says what you want to do in those special cases. If it may be interpreting that message wrong, you can put in additional stuff and it'll follow those extra instructions above the normal instructions that's given. So that's just a way to counteract some idiosyncrasies of each email that comes in based off of its source.